Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I am Coach Beasley. This is our DMP 2445 2D animation class. I'm going to give you kind of an overview on the course, what to expect, what you're looking at here for this type of class, and what's going on. I'm going to share my screen a little bit, but first, let's get through some base information that you need to know in order for you to succeed. Number one, just kind of a course overview of things. This is kind of a bridge class. So you've taken the intro to animation. That's the assumption. If you haven't, make sure you get yourself signed in for that and take that because that's part one of this course. So intro to animation gave you a base foundation, showed you all the roles and the roles of animation within the animation process. So if you're going to create an animated movie or film, just a little 30-second thing, what's going to involve? Screenwriting, the drawing, the creating of the character, the creating of the story, and kind of the base foundation of things, and kind of got you into the process of creating your own unique characters and starting on that. So now, what are we doing? So now we're going to take everything that much further. You are going to, in this course, start building your own animation reel. That's the best way I can call it. It's going to be at least 30 seconds. That's the final goal. It's going to be at least 30 seconds. And you're not going to get it all done in this one course because there is a part three to this course that you're going to end up taking that's going to finish it all out. But the first part of what we're going to be doing is kind of creating projects that's going to have you create the pre-production package, which is the initial script, the initial character designs, the initial idea of what you want to do and how you want to actually do it and execute it. Then coming up with a little bit more of a polished animation, at least the background animation is what we're concentrating on for this particular course. Getting the background animation as well as the secondary animation taken care of. The third part of the project is putting it all together so you can have a nice presentation of how you want to present your final piece. Depending on your skill set, depends on how well you're going to progress and how far you're going to get. We're going to be using Adobe Animate, so we're going to introduce you to Adobe Animate in this particular part of the course. If you're not familiar with Adobe Animate, this is going to be kind of your crash course in learning how to do it. I'm going to have a YouTube playlist that's going to be created. That's going to be sitting where I'm going to show you where it's going to go within Blackboard, where you're going to be able to review for each lecture that we talk about what's what we're covering. So there's going to be a YouTube reference video as well as a PowerPoint presentation, as well as some supporting documents that you will get with every module lesson and every lecture that you will be able to look at as many times as you need to get used to how this works. And you're going to find your niche. The thing that you need to understand is that you're not going to do everything. You're never going to be able to do everything. You're not going to master everything. You're going to be good at one particular part of the process, and then the rest of it, you're going to be depending on others. And I'm going to be helping you along the way to try to help you be successful with that. So, to that extent, I'm not looking for you to be perfect. I'm not looking for you to do everything exactly right, every lesson, every lab, every exam. I want you to do your pace as you need to do it. And I need you to work and communicate with me, as well as work and communicate with your classmates to get the rest of it done. There is nothing against the rules for you and your classmates to collaborate with each other. Maybe one of you are better at writing out the script. The other one's better at writing out and creating the characters and creating the rendering for the characters. Somebody else may be good at getting the whole story put together. That's fine. Work with each other because that's what's going to happen, in this particular process, whatever. Everyone's going to be working together. Now, cover a couple of other little small things. Using AI in the animation process. You're going to be tempted. I want you to use the tools properly. If you're not familiar with this artificial intelligence, like your Chat GPTs, Claude, Midjourney, and the rest of them, you can use them as different parts of your animation process. There's going to be labs and there's going to be parts of the project where you can use AI as long as you use it properly and ethically. And we'll talk about the proper etiquette and ethics and that sort of thing as we go along in here, because you need to know that, because it exists. I'm going to acknowledge it exists. You can do a lot of things with it, but you can do a lot of damage as well. So you need to understand where the damage parts come in and where the ethics of using AI comes into play. Late work. I do not accept late work. This is, at this point, you were taking the foundation courses already. And with those foundation courses, we were a little lenient with you. Not anymore. No late work is going to be accepted. If your project is late and there is no reason that you have notified ahead of time why it's going to be late and it's been approved and excused, you will receive a 0 for it. There may or may not be a makeup time, because nothing's been mandated to me that it has to be any type of makeup time. So if you don't turn in your information correctly, well, on time, and it's late, it's going to be a 0, an automatic 0. Just expect that. It's not being mean, it's being real. Realistic life. You have deadlines in the real world. If you don't meet the deadline, the entire project gets pushed back. And we're not pushing back the project because of you. We need to make this move along and move along quickly. So be prepared, be aware of that. All right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to share my Blackboard screen. This is not what you will get in your course. This is just kind of the general overview that you would get here. Whoops, I shared the wrong screen. This is what you would get for okay, I think I'm doing it now. All right, this is what you're going to get in your typical Blackboard. This is not this class, but this is what you're going to see similar in the process here. So first part is always the instructor contact information. This is how you get to see the information about myself and how to communicate with me. My phone number will be there. The extension will be there. My email address will be there. And there's a link for booking, a meeting time with me. Make sure you're utilizing that, y'all. If you get stuck, reach out. Be like, hey, I'm stuck on something. Can you help me? I'd be glad to help you. It's what I'm here for, to try to help you out. I know you're taking an online class, but it doesn't mean you can't reach out to get help. Start here first. Always do that. If you've already, taken courses with us, then you should already know what's here. The syllabus and the course schedule will be there, the textbook information and the link to the bookstore. I always have not only the book that's required for the class, but also extra materials like the drawing pads and things like that you're going to need in this animation process. So all that stuff will be listed there for you to come and take a look at and try to go and get. The no-show. Do that or you're kicked out of the class. Simple. If you don't do it within this first week, you're going to get kicked out of the class. So this is one of the first things that you do. Get that done, as well as the work ethic discussion. Go in there, read that, answer the questions, and get that done before the week is out. Again, if you don't do the no-show, you don't do the discussion here, the work ethics discussion, you're done. You're kicked out of the class, and there's no coming back. You'll have to wait to take it all over again in the next way. Resources for students. Always check this, because there will be things that I will put in there, like the video playlist and YouTube, any other resource information that I see that you may need. There'll be a primer on using AI in this animation class that'll be sitting there. So make sure that you're looking at that and viewing that. If you haven't taken a class with me before, shame on you. You should have done that in the intro to animation. So I'm going to be looking at you. Anyway, the way everything is structured in most of my courses, you will have each module, each lecture. In there will be the learning objectives. It'll be the class presentation, usually a PDF or a PowerPoint that will explain what the lecture is, the lecture half of it. So that way you can read through that. There'll be any supporting documents or links to any supporting documents that you may need to read up on in order to pass the quiz or the assessment. So there's always going to be some type of a quiz or assessment, usually about 10 to 20 questions that you'll answer. Answer the questions, and it'll let you know if you pass or not. When you pass the assessments, then the other lecture will be available. So if you run into where I hear it all the time, I can't get access to the next learning module. First question, did you do all of the sections? Did you click on everything? Did you download everything? And did you take the assessment? And did you pass the assessment? If you did not pass it, you're not going to get to the next module until you pass that assessment. So you have to go back over and over again and take it until you pass it. That's simple. Some of these modules will also have a lab assigned to it. All right. With that lab, the lab is set up where you do the lab. The lab is going to be assigned on the same day class is scheduled for. And you will have that week and the day or two, day or day before class starts, the next class starts is when you have to turn in the lab. You could turn it in beforehand and get it looked at, and I can give you some feedback and you can redo it until the due date. Once you have turned it in and the due date is passed, you'll get your grade assigned to it. Once the system sees that you've submitted the lab and you have taken the quiz, the assessment for that particular learning module, then the next learning module will be available for you to take. And that's just how it's going to go. The projects will be assigned at particular times. When the projects are assigned, they'll be assigned at a particular date, but then they're due some weeks later, a few weeks later. So I try to get the projects to be assigned, like say 2 or 3 weeks before it's actually due, or even before that if I can. Once the project has been assigned, you have the ability to go in, work the project, read the brief on the project, and then get everything done. The projects in the labs are kind of built the same way, where in the project or the lab, trying to get it to pull up, there's going to be a brief that will be your information on how to do that project or how to work that lab. There will be a project report that you're going to have to fill out. Some of the projects are going to have peer review documents, which means you're going to view your colleagues, your classmates' work after they submit it, and you can give your opinion on it. And we can do it digitally through Blackboard, but you can also write it out in the peer review document, and then turn that in along with your stuff, or turn it in later, because that'll be something that you'll probably have to turn in later when we do the peer reviews. Any other supporting documents that go along with that project are going to be there, or go along with the lab will be there as well. And you just turn everything in. It's a simple process. It does not take much. At this particular stage, you should be used to this for you to be able to get this done and be successful. Final thing, if I can get to it down here, there will be a final exam. There it is. I'll try to find it. The final exam, the way it works, once you have got all the projects turned in, once you've gotten all of the labs turned in, the system will check for that. And then the final exam study guide will be available for you to take a look at and be able to use to study for the final. So that way you can take the final and be done. That'll be towards the end of our semester. There will be discussions that will be placed throughout after each project for you to kind of review how you did with the project, and how you can grade yourself on how well you think you're doing and how well the class is going for you at that particular point. So make sure that you're utilizing those particular things. And let me stop my share. There we go. And that's it. That's all I wanted to really go over with you guys in this particular overview. I think my time is up right now. So thank you for coming to the class. Thank you for attending the class. Make sure that you are constantly checking online to make sure that you have your information. Don't just check that, that day. You can check the day before. Usually everything is released the day before for the next module. If you've passed everything in the previous module, that module will be available to you. If you have any questions, ask. I have office hours. Make sure you come to the office hours. We have open lab that happens every day. So if you need to work on something, you can work on it while you're here. Coming to the office, you can visit, you can say hi, you can hang out in the office as you need to, just so you can get away from the house or whatever it is that you're doing. Thank you for doing this. Without you taking these classes, I wouldn't be here to talk to you. So thank you very much for it, and I will see you later.